Hello, everyone. Sorry about that little hiccup there. Friday Night Live 22 here with Warren, NQ Explorers, the world's greatest YouTube channel.
Oh, apparently, yeah.
Yeah, allegedly. So, hello, everyone.
What's been going on?
We've got a lot happening tonight. Warren's been away for a little bit. He's been on his adventures.
Yeah, it was across the ditch.
Across the ditch?
I won't say anything about being across the ditch except this. I don't know if you've been in New Zealand.
I have been in New Zealand.
Okay. Like, I brought one thing home from New Zealand, my impression of New Zealand.
What's that?
They've got big mountains with white snow on them, and they've got, no, this is not it, and then they've got like middle of the sort of forest, but this is the big thing about New Zealand that we don't have here. You can go to McDonald's and buy a pie.
Oh, what?
I can see you're pretty isn't it amazing?
A pie?
Why can't you buy pies in McDonald's in Australia?
What, were they lamb pies?
No. Steak and cheese. I don't know if they put cheese in their pies, but I'm thinking...
Could you buy a lamb pie, or is that an offence?
No, I don't think there's any lamb pies.
Is that a...
I don't know, I wasn't interested in the lamb pie.
You're
missing the whole point. My point is you can buy a pie at McDonald's. Now, this is relevant to metal detecting because we've all been guilty of dropping into Macca's for, on the way out or the way back.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice to have a pie? I mean, I thought we're the home of the meat pie, and we can't buy a pie at McDonald's?
You can walk next door from McDonald's to the service station and buy a half-decent pie.
Buy a servo pie.
Servo pie. They're not bad.
I don't know, it's a pretty shocking servo pie. But I think that's something that McDonald's should think about.
I think so.
If so, anyone watching is an employee at McDonald's,
or in charge at McDonald's,
a manager, or even Ronald, if you're watching.
Ronald, we're looking for Ronald.
Get the pies in there.
Does anyone know Ronald's phone number?
No. Or one of his offsiders.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's New Zealand.
The hamburger.
The pies, so that you're the hamburger. So there were one up on us over there in the land of the long way.
We're starting early tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Well, that's
I just thought that was an important point to make because we all like a snack and we like a pie on the way to the goldfields or if you're going to relic hunting, and you don't always want a hamburger.
No, and drive-through.
Drive-through, you can get a pie.
Wow, that is innovative.
I know.
Yes,
it is.
It's cutting edge.
Yeah. Anyway,
so
that's my New Zealand report.
That's awesome. So, right, Colin's from the South Island. G'day, Colin. How are you?
Oh, g'day, Colin.
There's a few here. Nadia and David are here, and Henny's here. There's stacks of people. Mike's here. I saw Rodney. G'day, Rodney. Rodney won the sluice last week. I don't know whether you've had a chance to have a go with it. Yeah, we love those sluices.
They're just, with that Dream Mat, those little sluices are just fantastic.
Gold Rat, you can't...
That's the sluice equivalent of a Garrett gold trap pan. Like you just can't miss gold.
And the gear is so well built.
And it's all made in Australia.
Australian made. Happy days.
I know.
It's actually made here in Brisbane.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So it's actually
exciting.
He's got in his factory. He's got a mezzanine floor where he moulds all the mat himself, right? And then downstairs he does all the welding and all that sort of stuff.
The thing is about that, we've used miner's moss, but miner's moss is a bit of a pain to clean.
Yeah.
But when you get that sluice angle right, or your high bank or whatever you're using with that Dream Mat, you can watch those vortexes and all the heavies, all the black sand and the gold is just sitting in the holes, and all the oversize is just washing through it.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we got the Dark Side Extreme Detecting team is here.
Oh,
that's fantastic. That is
extreme detecting.
Extreme detecting, yes. So there's heaps and heaps of people here. I won't get through to say hello to everyone.
So what are we doing tonight?
Tonight we're doing
that's what.
First off, Ace 200 giveaway tonight. Now this is going to go out. So you've got to share this live stream to win the prize, and we pick it randomly at the end of the show. In about 55 minutes, we pick that. But this week it'll only leave the shop on Thursday or Friday because I haven't got any.
Oh.
I've only got the demo one.
Exactly.
Okay. So this is the demo one, but we'll send you a brand new one out on Thursday or Friday. I've got them on order, just waiting for Garrett to get them to us. So
yeah, they're pretty popular. They go pretty quick.
This time of year, the weather changing.
Yeah. We're coming into the season, I suppose you'd call it.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So, so make sure you're sharing this, and also we're on a bit of a mission to Warren's YouTube channel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Is just short of 10,000.
We're nearly at 9,000, so I want to get to 10,000 by Christmas. So if you've got time, slip over to NQ Explorers and subscribe. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, absolutely. The link to his channel is pinned to the top of the comment. So do that, and we'll all...
Yeah.
And there's some fantastic stuff on that channel.
And we might even do a giveaway when we get to 10,000.
Well,
I might give something away.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a pie.
A McDonald's pie.
A McDonald's pie from New Zealand.
Yeah. You'll have to go back. Yeah.
A trip for two to New Zealand to eat a pie.
Yeah, exactly. So, now, also, I see Tony here. Tony's from the Central Queensland Detectorist.
Oh, yep, CQ Detectorist.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, anyone in that area, feel free, talk to the guys up there. If you search the web, I'm sure there's contact details and all that sort of stuff. They'll have all that organised. And then also, Kyla from last week, I missed this comment, said wanted to encourage people to join the Prospectors and Miners Association of Victoria. And one of those...
definitely.
One of those clubs is a fantastic thing to be involved in.
Oh, PMAV and like APLA and WA.
Yep, it's all those things.
All the small miners, we need those voices because stuff's getting taken away.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is the thing. We talk about the... Mike Warren's big on pies. He is, clearly.
Okay, well, I won't talk about pies anymore.
We sort of need something like that for Queensland.
Queensland hasn't got it.
And, you know, we really need a sort of a national thing to get this small mining. Like the Queensland government has got a, you know, they're encouraging they're supposed to be encouraging small miners.
Yet they restrict recreational prospectors.
Yeah, to try and get through the stuff. It's a nightmare.
I think a lot of it, we're only interpreting from our point of view a lot of these acts, and we're not, none of us are lawyers, or some of us might be.
No.
But, you know, like, you can drive a truck through most of these acts and these laws.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
So there's a lot of grey areas, not just here but in New Zealand too, about recreational prospecting, the use of metal detectors.
Yeah.
And what is mechanical?
Yep. Yeah.
You know, it's just it needs to be clarified, and it's too much to hope in Australia that all the states agree on anything, so it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But to just shut down and say no to any power equipment on a high banker or something.
Yeah, but,
you know what I mean.
But what does that? You say no power equipment. So what's that? No metal detectors? It's powered.
Oh, it's powered. You drive in a car. It's powered.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
no cars.
I would have thought.
You have to walk in with a wheelbarrow and a pan.
What I'm thinking there, I think the spirit of the legislation, to me, the way I read it, is that they don't want noisy petrol pumps. So I reckon a 12-volt pump. I don't think they have a trouble with a 12-volt pump if you get enough pressure from a 12-volt pump.
Well, no one's ever been booked in Queensland.
No.
So.
We don't. The jury's out. Well, there's no jury, but they're out anyway.
Don't rely on us for advice for that. So,
we need some sort of. This is what, like you said, some of the states are organised with statewide bodies like APLA and PMAV.
Yep.
Queensland isn't.
Yep.
And we just need to get together as recreational prospectors, and I'm not just talking. We're talking about the gem hunters and all that sort of stuff too.
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. And the small miners.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Just to clarify.
Yeah.
Yeah, the small miners.
I remember going up to, as a kid, I used to go up to Warwick with my grandfather, and there must have been between Leeburn State Forest, which is now closed, like, you know,
close to the public,
shot on sight to get, if you go in there.
Yeah.
Leeburn, Talgai and Jurakai, there must have been 30 or 40 small
little
hobby mines,
yeah.
right? They were actually a mining, you know, they were hard rock mining.
Yeah.
And...
I know. Yeah. Well, like I said, when I was in here a few weeks ago or a month ago, and I'd read the Fossicking Act, and it says you're not to profit from fossicking. What sort of obscure comment is that?
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun. So,
anyway.
Now, well, I've just spotted something rolling through the comments here. Ben, can you buy a replacement rubber button cover for a Garrett pinpointer? Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Just get just contact me in the shop tomorrow and I will sort that for you.
And Jason said he's not fussy, he'll take the demo if he wins it.
Oh, well, okay, Jason.
Yeah.
We keep our demos in pretty good nick, you know, Jason. I don't even...
It doesn't have too many hours.
Look at that.
Oh, hang on, it's
a bit
knocked
scratched
around.
on the... Yeah. So, no, she won't have too many hours, so... But yeah, so don't forget to share the live stream to win the prize.
Yep.
So, well, here we go.
Okay, what's this? We need a female detectorist on the show to get another perspective.
So maybe next time we might have to ask Colleen if she wants to come on.
She's here.
Yeah.
If we tilt the camera a little to the left, you'll see one.
Yeah. So maybe we need some female detectorists on the show, and in fact, anyone who comes across someone interesting or something you're interested in, I can try and get people on the show. So anyone who wants to, who's got any ideas, just contact me via a personal message on Facebook or give me a ring, and we're open for all that. We want to make this as interesting as possible.
Yeah.
People might even get sick of me. Surely not.
Surely not.
Yes.
But you only said that to get some sort of reaction out of me. The thing is that there is a lot of female prospectors.
There is.
There's a lot.
Absolutely.
And an issue that we've met quite a lot in our travels over the years, and especially the single females who like to go out, not just gold hunting or relic hunting, they don't feel secure doing it sometimes.
Yeah,
you know, because
exactly.
you're out in the bush in the middle of nowhere,
Yeah.
or even if you have a breakdown or something, a car breakdown. I mean, you know, it's very so. It's good to move in a group or that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So, and there's a lot of ladies doing a prospect,
and that's where the clubs come in.
And they're very good at it.
Yeah.
Oh, the clubs come in.
Yeah. Well, I think yes. I think Colleen's a better detectorist than me.
Yeah. Well, I get my bum.
She's more persistent than me.
Yeah, I know.
I'm too keen to get back to the car and have a quiet beer.
Yeah. I know.
And a pie.
That's what a pie. It reminds me.
But I told you about McDonald's in New Zealand.
Ben, can you wear a dress?
Probably.
Is that an appropriate comment?
I don't know. We need more. Oh, I see. Like.
Yeah, we could just. Oh, you want us to dress up?
Yeah. If we can, I'm sure we can find a. Yes, I'm sure we can find some female detectorists to come on.
Oh, thanks, Ricky. You've been oversubscribed. That's nice.
Yeah, good. Thanks, Ricky. Super stuff. There was something here that I wanted to... We need a club in Warwick. Yeah, probably.
Well, of course, there's a Brisbane Metal Detecting Club.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, there is. And some of those clubs, the old-fashioned version of those clubs was, you know, they were very brand specific. They were very, you know, quick to put people down.
Oh, we'll say clicky.
And I think a lot of that is changing.
It's changed, yeah.
It is changing a lot.
In a lot of ways, to me, the Facebook groups have become like the clubs.
Yeah, exactly.
And I guess some of those guys are and ladies are getting together and doing trips. But I mean, when we did that Warwick Day last year, it just showed you there was every brand known to man was there.
Absolutely.
And it was just great to be out with people in the bush. No one cares if anyone finds anything. Yeah. It's just
we really need to do that again. Yeah. It's just finding.
It's just such a good hobby when you can go out. It doesn't matter what you find if you don't find anything.
Yeah.
You're away from the city and there's a chance you might come out with something pretty special, whether it's a relic or a nugget or whatever.
Yeah. Here's one for you. You should try the pie at the King's Circle Caboolture Bakery.
Okay.
Got to remember that.
Caboolture, a bit of a trip for me.
Well, you might be on the way to Claremont.
Well, the Caboolture Bakery needs to get it into bed with McDonald's and get that sorted, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, that's right.
I don't want to have to go all the way to Caboolture, sure.
Maybe the Caboolture Bakery could sponsor the show.
That's right.
To be our named pie sponsor.
Look, I think the pie thing's got out of control.
Oh, it's like the divining. I had to put a warning out last week. Jeez, everyone's after me.
Divining rods.
Divining rods and divining advice. And,
yeah.
So.
No, but food's an important part of your day out when you sit down. When you sit down, like we're in the bush a couple of weeks ago. Best part of the day is having a cup of tea and a Lamington or something.
Yeah.
And just talking crap.
Next I can see in the back of your car, just on those little mini pie warmer.
Yeah.
Yes,
no. We should do
it. We should move on from the...
We've covered the food.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, Kaz is here too. There's another good Facebook group too, if you're on the Gold Coast Metal Detecting Club. It's a phenomenal little club. So, if you're down the Gold Coast, it's a good little club. Kaz is here somewhere. I saw her, and she runs the show down there. So, yeah, get in contact.
Where's
with
the
her.
club?
It's a Gold Coast Metal Detecting Club.
Gold Coast. Oh, yeah.
It's only a small little Facebook page. It's only 200 or 300 people, but I tell you what,
Well,
it's a good group, and they catch up with each other and what have you.
Michelle makes a comment that it's more fun than vacuuming.
What's more fun than vacuuming?
Detecting, I suppose.
Yeah, well,
but the thing is, it's the same sort of action, isn't it?
Yes.
And
yes.
yeah, there's a
Yes.
few more controls on a detector.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you can clean the carpet, you could probably find a few nuggets.
Yes.
Like if you can cover that ground that well.
Yes. Exactly.
Vacuuming is good training, actually.
Yes. So, yes. Well, we did do so that Warwick Day. Well, we should put together another Warwick Day at least.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it wasn't brand. Everyone turned up with every brand.
Whatever.
There was Garrett, Mine
Yeah.
Lab,
Yeah.
Fishers. There was old Whites, Coin Hunters, and all sorts of stuff turned up.
It was actually quite interesting.
It was really good.
So what we might do is we'll look for a date. Now it's cooled down a little bit. It's probably a bit more pleasant out there. And what we did out there is we did some panning demonstrations. We did some detectors, and we were sort of just wandering about, willing to help people do whatever.
Ground balancer machine or whatever.
Yeah. Just the basics of gold sort of thing. So we might organise that again, hey?
It's a good thing for the hobby to have those kind of meetups.
Yeah. And
Because we don't really have any. That's the thing about overseas. They have these big rallies
yeah.
where they get hundreds of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not really into the planted. They plant stuff in the beach and try to see how much you can find. I'm not really into that sort of thing. But
No.
I don't think Aussies are generally. Most detectors are lone wolves.
Yeah.
And they've got all their 2 or 3 mates they go with all the time.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah.
just getting out in the bush with like-minded people is just a lot of fun, and you always learn something. You can never know everything, and you always
Yeah.
learn something
Yeah,
from
exactly.
people's experiences.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they've travelled more than you or been to different places.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that it'd be a, I think we really need to do a Warwick trip again.
Yeah, it's a good idea. There's still some Russian coins out there you left there, wasn't there?
There is. So,
Look, David says, here's another question. Where's the best
Bathurst.
place around Bathurst? Well, you're sitting on a bit of history. That's the biggest bit of
Yeah.
history around Bathurst. But I'd go to Hill End,
Yep,
Tambaroora,
yep.
because we found some awesome relics up around Tambaroora.
And get on the Trove and look up the
Yeah,
earliest
the old stuff in
Bathurst newspapers.
I mean, Bathurst is not much younger than Sydney. It's old.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So,
And all those, apart from the fact that it's in the middle of the original goldfields, but Hill End's just awesome. I mean, a lot of it's heritage list, so be a bit careful.
yep.
But out at the back of Tambaroora is all open slather for fossicking, and there's relics everywhere. We found coins, and I've got a Holloway's token, all that sort of stuff, while we're out there looking for gold.
Yeah. Yep. So that's good.
Trevor agrees we need another Claremont. Oh, need a Claremont day. Oh,
That I've been looking for an excuse to head up the new GPA.
yeah, the new Barimgan or wherever it is.
Yeah, yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, actually,
Claremont's a good idea, actually,
yeah,
because there's good relic sites around Claremont too, not just gold.
yeah, and maybe it's a yeah.
We're treading on CQ detectorist.
Yeah,
territory here,
exactly. Yeah. Well, we probably need to do a Warwick Day for southeast Queensland, and then it's turned into a show, isn't it? Like we're on the road again.
Yeah, that's right.
So we might have to think about this.
Steve wants to know, do you need a miner's rate if you're a pensioner? Yes, you do. The government will send you to jail to old jar.
Yep.
So yes, you do. There's no exemptions.
Yes.
Of course, you don't need a miner's. Well, it's not a miner's right in Queensland, but you must be in Victoria or WA. But if you're looking for coins and relics, you don't need anything
Yep.
other than permission.
Yep. Yep.
And the other point about in Queensland with your fossicking licence, even if you have to have it, but it still has to be signed by the landholder.
Yeah, you have to.
Even if it's your best mate
Yeah.
and you're on his farm, he has to have signed the back of the licence, because if the inspector says, "Where's your permission?"
Yeah.
you haven't got it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Different but if you're in a GPA, it's different.
Yeah. In your fossicking areas, yeah. Fossicking areas are GPA. GPA is general permission area for the newbies out there. So
Yeah.
Cameron has Cameron's got a message here. Just started detecting. Found gold in the first 8 hours. Geez, Cameron, you're on fire there.
Yeah, what happened after that?
Yeah. Took him to a spot within 5 minutes. He found 2 nuggets within 2 metres of mine.
Nice.
Even with a where he make a sound. What's set? Oh, hang on a tick. Even with it on the ground, my detector would barely make a sound. What settings should I play with to better my?
Depends on you got a VLF or a pulse.
So, what's going on there, right? Is your sensitivities. So, there could be a stack of things going on there. Like it could be just a cheaper machine that doesn't have the reach. It could be that your sensitivity's not up high enough. Your ground balance isn't right. If your machine's got a threshold, you could have it turned down. So there's a bit to it.
Discriminators on.
Yeah. So if you're running a discriminator in the gold fields, you're going to be missing those small targets. So you really need to.
The thing about gold detecting, and I don't give any credence to videos and comparisons where people let's compare this nugget to that, because 2 grams of gold can come in so many different shapes, sizes, and purities.
And then you can hit it at a different angle.
And moisture contents. Whereas it's different if it's a coin, because every penny that's ever been made is the same size, weight, and shape. See, it's measurable. That's how a depth gauge works on a VLF machine. It's based on a coin-sized object. But with gold, you cannot compare, and you don't want to. And I often see people trying to compare. What's a certain pulse machine like against another machine, and the other machine's a VLF. There's no comparison at all.
Yeah.
It's like saying what's the difference between an aeroplane and a ship. It's just they're just not the same thing at all. So you've got to be. Gold is a very very subjective to the size, weight, and purity and shape of the nugget.
And how it's sitting in the ground. How mineralised the ground is. How wet the ground is.
And you mightn't even. You can have a piece of gold on the ground, like you said. You can't hear it. You flip it over and you'll hear it.
Because it's hitting the angle differently.
Yeah, that's right.
But normally, a decent quality detector should hear.
It'll hear it.
Yeah, should
like
hear.
Like a good ground balancing VLF machine or any pulse machine should hit it.
Should hit
it. If it's not, you haven't got to set it up right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If it's a reputable brand machine.
If it's,
Although unless you've got a 20-inch coil and you're trying to hear 0.1 gram of gold, you're not going to hear that.
Well,
either.
That's exactly right. So I forget your name. I think it might have been Chris. But if you want to give me a ring at the shop, I can actually talk you through that. So the numbers are on the Facebook.
Oh, he's GemQ. He's a guy from Victoria. He's saying, Warren, I love your backyard. That's North Queensland.
Yeah. Warren's just bought a new house.
There's my backyard.
Actually, I picked that up the other day when we were here. I'll just get rid of us. But that's
fantastic, isn't it?
That's a good little shack.
A bit of a fixer-upper, though.
It is a fixer-upper, and I reckon you'd have to balance your soup bowl on the table just right. It looks like a bit of a lean.
You might go through the floor too when you. It'd be a good little camp in the goldfields, wouldn't it?
She got a bit of a lean on her, and the roof looks a bit leaky too, but
it's a real Australiana.
Yeah, I love that fun.
That sort of brings tears to your eyes seeing that kind of thing.
Yeah,
to me,
exactly.
This is so Australian.
Yeah.
Just needs a windmill in the background somewhere.
Yeah, and you imagine detecting that.
Oh, I might even do that.
Yeah.
Because I know where that is.
Yeah, you do. Yes.
No, I haven't got permission.
No. That's right, but knock on the door.
Knock on that door, it'll fall over.
Yeah, well.
The house will collapse.
Hey, what?
Sorry, mate. Yeah, I was just going to.
It does look a little like that, doesn't it?
It does.
You give it a good shove, and
I'd say there's a few white ants in there.
In
residence.
Yeah. Why don't you guys do a metal detecting out in the bush somewhere with everyone? Yes, well, that's what we're talking about, Tony, with going to Warwick or Claremont or wherever. So, but anyway, we'll see about that. So, Chris here, RSL Prize Home. That one.
That's what it is one of them.
Yeah. It was the 1.2
million.
1875.
Yeah, 1870.
RSL Prize Home, yeah. So,
okay.
Right. Okay, what do we got there?
Joe wants to know thoughts on audio enhancers. That's for pulse machines, obviously, like your big Mine Labs.
Yep.
Your rooster boosters and that sort of thing.
Yeah. They work really well. You don't miss those small,
the little blips in the threshold.
Yeah.
And then when those big Mine Labs, like your 50, or any of your GPs machines.
Yep. Or Z.
Or GPZ. The audio on those things are fantastic. So
Yeah.
if you boost it, it can only get better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If I was setting up a machine, I would have one on it.
Yeah.
Like I was setting up
to me,
one of those.
you've got to put every tool in your toolbox.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
you're helping yourself.
And if
have the right coil, get the good quality gear.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yes. So, can you still
use a battery on a bilge pump?
Now that's what's Queensland.
So we're back. Oh, and New South Wales too. Though they've got that.
Yeah.
They're having that trouble now too.
So, technically,
it's mechanical.
It's mechanical.
Well, that's our interpretation, though, isn't it?
Yes, that's our interpretation. I know for a fact that no one has been prosecuted in Queensland for using a battery-powered bilge pump on a sluice or a high banker.
No. You're sort of planning to be the first, aren't you?
Well, I'd like to be.
A test case.
A test case. You know.
It's a grey area. Like I said, I think
thanks for that.
Yeah.
You know, any mining warnings.
I think the spirit of the act. So if Ben's not here one Monday night,
yeah, exactly.
He's in the big house.
Yeah.
To me,
I've robbed half a gram of gold.
You've got half from the government.
Yeah,
of Queensland,
exactly. Yeah,
from Her Majesty.
Yeah. There'll be a new Eureka flag.
There will be.
Yeah, there'll be trouble.
There'll be trouble at the stockade.
Yeah. It'll be orange, like the gold diggers.
To me, the spirit of that act, I think it's aimed at noise pollution and water turbidity. So,
I think
and the
so.
water turbidity thing is stated. You can't disturb a stream for 300 metres.
Yeah.
Don't undercut your banks. Don't dig tunnels. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I get the point that a petrol pump and a Honda pump is pretty noisy, but you're not it's not a campground.
No.
You're all working the ground.
Yeah. And like.
So my point is, Russell, I think I would have thought 12 volt. You can't hear a 12 volt pump.
I can't help it. I've got Goldrat gear. I've got a Goldrat 8-inch recirculating sluice box in my shop at the moment that I've already dirtied.
Yeah.
So it's
going to get a lot dirtier.
It's going to get a lot dirtier. Yeah. And I don't particularly. I've sort of said to myself, I don't particularly mind if a ranger drives by and go, "Hang on a minute, you can't do that." And it's like, well,
it's a matter of being polite, and we're interested in his answer.
Absolutely.
As the handcuffs are slapped on you. No, but it just needs to be clarified.
Absolutely.
Needs to be clarified.
Yes, exactly. So
because there's a lot of angst going on, especially in New South Wales at the moment, about they can't use their high bankers.
Blokes were selling high bankers,
and there are companies in Australia that build high bankers. That's their bread and butter.
Goldrat.
Yeah, Goldrat. And now here's the government said, oh, well, you can own one. You can have one in the back of the car, and you can take it to the bush, but you can just sit there and look at it. You can't use it.
Exactly. Yeah. So what actually that means, right, is when these legislators think that through, what it actually means is, instead of going out to the goldfields and blokes shoveling a bit of gear, a metre of gear through, and just taking the gold out, and all the soil stays there, what it actually means is blokes will drive out to the goldfields and shovel 20 buckets of...
And take it home.
Yeah. And all of a sudden you end up with these big craters in the middle of nowhere, whereas if you were allowed high bankers, you don't end up with that.
That's the whole point. You don't want the dirt that comes with the gold.
Exactly.
That's a perfect point. So all this is forcing you to do...
Is bucket gear home.
Which
is stupid.
And then you could argue, how can you use a high banker in the backyard legally?
Well...
You can attach it to your hose.
Not powered.
On town water, it's not powered.
Yeah.
Well, we solved that problem.
Yeah.
But that's the issue, though. Like the old timers, the reason there's big oversized heaps in the goldfields, they didn't take the rocks home with them. They didn't want them. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
no. Like, so this is why join a club.
Yeah.
Get involved in part of it. There's a petition floating around.
Which state?
For Queensland, I believe, or it could be Australia-wide. I'll find that and I'll put that link of that. I know where it is. I'll put that link up on.
Well, I know there's APLA and WA is always fighting the government over various things.
Yeah.
And PMAV, they're a good voice for the small miner.
Yep.
I should know who's in New South Wales. There's got to be something.
Yeah, I think there is, but Yeah, I think the
Definitely isn't in Queensland.
The Victorians are probably lead the way.
The Victorians are unique because of Eureka.
Exactly. Yeah. No one's going to touch it.
Yeah, I read a little bit. I'm always reading these historical things, and the other when Eureka was resolved, and the government created the miners' right.
Yep.
With the miners' right came the right to vote.
Yep.
So the day they did that, Victoria became the most democratic colony in the British Empire, because all of a sudden every man who owned a licence
yep.
could vote for his parliamentarian.
Yep.
And so that changed everything.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden, old mate wants to get re-elected. He doesn't want the miners not liking him.
Absolutely.
So it changed the complexion of the whole thing. So the miners' right's a really powerful instrument.
Yeah.
Whereas a fossicking licence in Queensland,
It's
well, it's just
just
a piece of.
Yeah, it
paper.
doesn't let you do anything.
Doesn't let you do anything.
It's a bit of a. Yeah.
It's just a tax.
Yeah,
You've got no rights. It's just a tax.
And to give them credit, that there's no you don't need to pay the extra tax in Claremont anymore.
That's true.
So they've removed that, but I think that was a lot of pressure from the guys up there.
Oh, yeah, and it's good they got those new GPAs. Whoever opened those new GPAs, good on you.
Yeah.
Because I know the Claremont Council's been sitting on them for a long time, I think.
Yeah, and I think there's more still.
Yeah, well,
up there.
I was up there about 3 years ago, and I heard when the 9 were open.
Yeah.
Sounds like Lord of the Rings. There was another 9 that they could open, but they hadn't, and they've just opened 2.
Yeah.
That could be wrong, but I think that was the case.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's all state forest.
Yeah.
That Blair Athol State Forest is massive.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's full of gold and coal too, obviously. But there's active coal mines. We've got to work around them. But yeah.
So we've got about half an hour until this is drawn. So got to share this post, and we will randomly choose someone at in about half an hour's time, and we'll send Ace 200 machine out later in the week to you. And for those that don't know, I'm Ben from Gold Diggers. I've got a little shop here in Brisbane, and
which is where
we're in Browns Plains. And then Warren's from NQ Explorers. He's got the
YouTube channel NQ Explorers.
Yes, and we're on a bit of a push with Warren's channel. So we've tagged, we've pinned his post. We've pinned a post to the top of the comments, which has got the link to his YouTube channel.
Yep.
So
whip over there and subscribe.
Because we're on the push to 10,000. So we're really trying to get to 10,000.
This is a good question.
Yeah.
This is a really good question. Are you allowed to detect Queensland school grounds on weekends? No. Unless you've got written permission from the principal, and even then,
he doesn't own it.
He doesn't own it. Schools are a really tricky area. I wouldn't go near a school personally, unless it's been abandoned.
Yeah.
But schools used
Lots of people do.
I know they do, but as long as you've got written permission.
And lots of people have the groundsman's permission or the principal's permission and that sort of thing.
Don't just walk through a fence and start detecting on a Saturday morning.
Legally, though, they don't own it, so they can't give you permission.
Yeah.
The state government...
It's all OH&S crap.
Yeah, exactly. This is the issue.
It's got nothing to do with digging up. Well, you don't want kids rolling their ankles in your craters either, but, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Fill your holes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ralph. He watches all our videos and he no longer detects due to health reasons. Well, I hope you come good, mate.
Here we go. Ray Smith here. Does number 10,000 get a free pie?
Free pie. We will mail a pie to anyone in Australia.
Yes.
It'll just be in a standard envelope, so it might be a real good nick when you get it. My budget's not big.
Oh, that's awesome.
Now, I tell you, you might even get an NQ Explorers patch. Now,
that'll be a bit flash.
10,000 will come up with something decent.
Oh, yeah, you'd have to do something decent for that.
And the push to 10,000 will be something decent.
Yeah.
Better than a pie.
And Michael makes
might be a chicken roll.
I tell you what, Michael's made a suggestion here. I'm going to get involved with it and support it.
Righto.
When you get to 10,000, right, we need a bloopers video.
Oh, God, yeah, okay.
Of all the stuff, you know, you've set the camera up, you've fallen over.
Yeah.
There's
plenty of that. Bit of French. Doesn't go straight down there.
Well, that's right. We can beep it out.
Yeah, that's right.
You know.
But there's, I would have just hundreds and hundreds of hours of footage that never got published because I'm pretty incompetent when it comes down to it.
I don't think that the random ant attack that I suffered and had to get my gear off.
That's right.
Out at Warwick was on film, which I'm very happy about that.
You run around yelling, "Oh, McGroin, oh, McGroin," wasn't it? Big bull ant attack.
There is...
Now, that didn't make the video.
No, but I think there is a video floating around of me in the background going, "Oh, Jesus."
Okay, Sky says taking buckets home is illegal.
Well, when we read the Fossicking Act, you had to fill the holes back in.
Yeah, I don't know which state Sky's in.
Well, that's the other thing. We're talking about Queensland there. But, yes.
Well, that's a good point, Sky. It probably can. We discussed this a few weeks back, didn't we?
Yeah.
Because the Act says... I can't remember what
it says you've got to
replace your holes, basically.
Yeah.
Replace your holes.
So we talked about take it home, process it,
and
next
take the
week,
gravel back the next... because
week.
you don't want a yard full of gravel.
Exactly.
So you only want the little bit of, or a lot of gold you get out of your bucket. So if you took home 4 plasterers buckets, Sky, the next weekend you go back, I'd go back and tip them back in the same hole. But the point being that it may be illegal to remove them in some states. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. And this is the problem with the Fossicking Act, and I don't care. Well, it sounds like New Zealand, all across Australia, right? It doesn't say you can take 20 litres a bucket home, 20 litres a bucket a day.
Well, see, if you New South Wales is really weird about how much gold you can detect.
Yeah.
They actually restrict how many nuggets you can take.
Yep.
In a period of time.
Yep.
Under grams. I mean, it's just. What is that? All that does is promote people smashing up big nuggets and cutting them up and I don't know what. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just nonsensical.
Yeah, it does.
It's like a fishing bag limit.
Yeah.
Which does make sense.
Yeah.
But to do it with gold.
Yeah. So just a bit of a reminder there. So
please explain how you can win the prize. Yep.
Yep. So we're giving away an Ace 200 tonight. All you need to do is share this live stream. We have precisely 23 minutes until we draw this, and we'll give this out to a lucky punter, and we'll send it out to you later in the week. So that's how you win the prize. There was a question about that.
So your Ace 200 is a good all-round dry sand beach park bush.
Good starting
machine for coins and relics.
Yeah, exactly. So now we talked about. We were going to have a bit of a chat about mineralised ground.
Okay, yeah, right.
About a lot of false signals like on the gold fields.
Yeah.
And how to run more about the VLF machines. There's a lot more people running VLF machines out there.
Okay.
So
good point.
You want to...
I get a lot of questions, PMs about that sort of thing.
Yeah. So
but once you've done some hours on a machine,
yeah.
Well, first I'm assuming you've got a good brand quality, a good brand name, ground balancing, prospecting metal detector. You've got an audio threshold. It's VLF. You know, I'm not talking about pulse.
Well,
is that what we're talking about?
Let's just talk about VLF machines.
Okay, we'll just talk
because
about
my way of thinking is it doesn't matter whether the machine's ground balanced or not. That's a sensitivity issue. So it could be just any VLF machine, really.
Yeah. Well, look, just based on my experience.
You up there?
No. I don't understand where you're going with all this. No. The question is about mineralisation and how it affects a VLF.
Yeah, exactly.
And people say, "Oh, I'm getting all these false signals."
Exactly.
And you will.
Yep.
Because it's not a pulse induction machine.
Yep.
It's not. It won't cancel a ground ever, unless it's only a moderate mineralisation, like you're in America or somewhere.
Yep.
Australia's just got horrendously mineralised soils.
It's hot. Yeah.
Okay. The point I'm getting to is if you know, once you've done a few hours on your machine, I'm not talking about 10 hours, I'm talking about hundreds of hours.
Yeah.
You'll know what an audio sounds like. And to me, especially on a VLF ground balancing metal detector, ground always sounds different to a target.
Yeah.
And the reason is you get a more rounded audio to me.
Yeah.
It's like the old Garrett ground, I used to get a sort of a boing.
Yeah.
It was a long rounded sound, whereas a target's just a bit.
Yeah.
You can always tell, and like you've made the point about not being repeatable at 90 degrees.
Yeah.
If you check it,
that's
always works.
Yeah.
Ground balance on top of it. If it disappears, it's ground noise. If it won't ground balance on it and you get an error message on the machine, it's a target.
Exactly, and that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you can ground balance ground noise out.
Yeah.
But you can't ground balance a target out.
Not in a VLF.
No.
Because it won't ground balance on a metal or a metallic object.
Yeah.
So, but to me, there's always a distinct audio between most hot rocks.
Yep.
Some hot rocks have a really sharp signal and they do sound like But those kind of rocks I always take home in my pouch and crush them up.
Yeah.
Or wash them at least.
Yeah.
Because they could be gold.
Yeah.
Especially from places like Claremont where it's full of iron.
Yeah,
it's just a lump of ironstone. It looks terrible.
Yeah.
And it's gold.
Yeah.
But audio to me is the best indicator. It's the first indicator that you've got it's just ground and it's not target.
Yeah.
2 is if you ground balance it, ground balance right next to it.
Yeah.
If you start digging a hole and you think it's a target, and all of a sudden the target's everywhere,
yeah.
Ground balance again, you'll find it's gone because you've just dug it up and dissipated the mineralisation.
Yeah, exactly. And when we talk about mineralisation, clay, some of that clay can be change of colour and it's really rich. And then also the burnt, you get some charcoal.
Old campfires, or just a bushfire, and there's charcoal everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Because the bush burns all the time.
Yeah.
So the thing is, but if you've got a gold target, like when we're doing that patch at Warwick, what was the deepest piece was probably only a couple of inches.
Yeah, it was sitting on the clay.
But as you're scraping it back, the signal's just getting sharper and harder, and you know it's gold.
And it was starting at 00 or 1 on the machine, and then slowly until you got out of the ground to 40.
And which is right in the middle of the gold run.
Yeah.
And it was just smashing it. You're getting a nugget scoop and you can hear it plop.
Yeah.
Won't happen with ground.
Yeah.
Because it just digs into the air and it's gone.
Yeah, exactly.
And you do see it a lot in the goldfields, and people do it with pulse machines too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of people running around with big pulse machines that dig noisy ground.
Yeah.
I've been to a lot of places where I know they're digging noisy ground, they haven't dug gold out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's some. There was a couple. Last time I was out in the goldfields, there was a couple of target holes that must have been 2 feet deep and must have been GPZ, and right in the bottom of the hole was just like a charcoaly layer in the, and I reckon that's just noise. They've dug 2 feet through this rocky rubble to noise. I mean we've all done that. I've dug a battery at 45.
Yeah, I know. Well, that was actually a target.
Yeah, it was a target.
But like white ant nests, that's so mineralised.
Yeah.
And I've dug a target in WA about a foot down with an ATX, and I was dead sure this is gold. Got to be gold.
Yeah.
And it was a lump of grey clay just sitting in a red layer. Yeah. Super mineralised piece of clay. Yeah. And it gave us target signal like you would not believe.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Yeah.
But I mean, that's just prospecting. It wouldn't be fun if it was easy.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. This is the, like, gold's certainly the challenging side of
metal detecting.
Of metal detecting.
Yeah.
And also quite frustrating. It's quite.
You can put thousands of hours into metal detecting for gold and not find anything.
Yeah.
And that's not just. You might have all the skills in the world and the best machine, but until you walk across that piece of gold,
absolutely.
And some blokes just have the knack of walking around it all.
Yeah, exactly. There's a guy, Frank here at the shop. Frank who comes in the shop here. I think he bought the first ATX when they came out, which is 4 or 5 years ago now. He went out every week he's still going out every week, and it's only 6 months ago he found his first piece of gold.
Yeah.
Like, it takes some real patience.
I've told you a story. I got a mate who took 20 years to ping a nugget.
Yeah.
20 years.
Yeah.
I would have given up 19 years and 8 months earlier.
And we just had someone, I think it was Chris, that found his first nugget in 8 hours.
Yeah, I know.
Like, that's how gold sucks like that.
A couple of years ago, I was up in the Palmer, and there was a bloke, his first day in the goldfields, he got gold, and he was 4 days in the goldfields, he got a piece of gold every day.
Yeah.
And the bloke on the leash just shook his head. He said, mate, because he's saying, this is easy. He
what
said,
are you blokes
come back in 30 years and see what you think of gold prospecting. Okay, here's I don't know who it was, but I find the SDC will go off on bluestone and basalt rock. Yeah, SDC. Super sensitive on mineralisation, of course. You can ground balance most of it out, but you've got to dig that kind of stuff in case those hot rocks aren't hot rocks.
Like, the more targets you're digging in the goldfields, the
more gold you're going to bring home.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm virtually digging every target out in the goldfields. So, because you don't know what it's sitting next to, and you know.
Look, I can guarantee. I don't know if I haven't got a lot of patience. You might have it, but I can guarantee I've probably walked away from gold because I've gone into areas there's so much rubbish.
Yeah.
And iron, especially with pulse.
Oh yeah.
And you can't physically dig up a target every 6 inches. For hours on end.
Yeah, exactly.
And some of it's buried pretty deep. It's not like you can rake it with a magnet.
No. So, yeah.
Okay, Brian wants to know, can you detect between the farm fence and the main road? Look, not really. The main roads department probably wouldn't like that.
No.
It is Crown land. I know. Look, it's a great. I've seen it in WA. Blokes just doing the highways.
Yeah.
because you can't get into the paddock.
Yeah. I mean,
you can argue that we all own that.
Well, we all own state forests, we all own national parks, but legally, you need permission from the landowner, which is the Crown. So, right. So legally, no.
I know.
Plenty do it.
It's the thing about gold or relics, and it drives people mad. And I've seen people do crazy things, not for gold, just for a couple of old pennies.
Yeah.
Don't cross a fence. Don't go in at night.
Yeah.
If it's closed, it's finished. It's over. Forget it.
Oh,
you know what I mean? That's it.
I know of people who go in at night to areas, and there's
it's a
very annoyed farmer.
Yeah.
Who gets his shotgun out and buddy.
Well, and just because you read it in a book,
goes shooting ducks at night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just because you read it in a book, and it might be a modern published book, and there's a series of books that have got good maps in them that a lot of people read. I won't mention what it is, but it doesn't mean you've got permission to go there.
Yeah.
Just because it's on a map and there's a track and an X on it.
Yeah.
I know I was down in southern New South Wales last year, and those blokes were having a lot of trouble with blokes jumping fences. Just driving in the middle of the day in a car and start detecting. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I've got a map here. Look, it says there's gold here.
Yeah. I know some of the books that have been recently published.
Yeah, the books that have been published, that's fine, but they're reference books. They're not permission books.
Yeah. Some of those farmers don't like those books.
Oh, no, they don't. There was one area they were wanting to get them out. They went into the local prospecting shop and they said, "Can you get those books off the shelf? It's causing us too much trouble."
Yeah.
But I mean, I've personally, it makes you cry when you see some historic things getting bulldozed and houses built on them, and you think all that history's lost. But it's over, mate. It's over.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know. If I had $1 million, I'd buy the land and develop it, but I didn't do that.
No.
You know what I mean? It's just hard.
Yeah. So,
okay, here's a question about the best detector for gold in New South Wales and Queensland for a beginner price, 1,000 to 2,000.
I think, so let's define these into categories, okay?
Yeah.
So let's put the over $1,500 mark.
Right.
I think you're looking at CTX 3030, and you're looking at
all your pulse machines.
Oh well,
are you trying to
let's talk VLS.
Oh, sorry, okay,
right?
Yeah.
Well,
how much
and
is Gold
XP
Monster?
Deus.
How much is a Gold Monster?
$1,000.
Okay.
So XP Deus and CTX 30
are the most expensive.
Yeah, I would think they're the pick of the two, and I would probably think the 3030 is probably not.
3030's a relic machine, isn't it?
It's more a relic machine than, whereas the I think the Deus would be a better gold machine.
Well, I'd go to VLF. You don't.
So if we're talking 1,000 to 1,500, you're talking AT Gold, AT Max.
Yeah, you're not going to get a pulse machine.
Equinox.
Yeah.
Gold Monster.
Yeah.
Some of the Macro Race. Some of the in that $1,000 to $1,500 mark, there's probably 40 machines.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And a lot of good quality brands.
Yeah.
I wouldn't, and all of those machines too, whether they're from all these big guys or they're all pretty easy to use, aren't they? Pretty switch on and go.
Yeah.
You need a bit of background knowledge, but gold. But the point being that you're making, it's got to be a ground balancing.
Exactly. Yeah. And the cheapest of those. Ground balancing is the Bounty Hunter Land Ranger Pro, which is $750 or something like that. But I certainly love the AT Max in that thing.
Max is awesome with the little coil.
Yeah. The Equinox is having a lot of good reports about the Equinox. We're struggling to get someone on actually to talk about the Equinox. But the Max is phenomenal. I like the Max. Max is a
real all-terrain machine.
Yeah. Because it's just so good on the beach.
I don't know, like you said, you saw some early videos where they're saying it wasn't working on the beach, but you see that people haven't got them set up properly.
Yeah.
They've got no knowledge of how to use a machine on a beach.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're getting bad press.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But and they're really good on salt lakes in WA too, like VLF.
Yeah.
Generally, that's the domain of a pulse machine.
Yeah.
Max is just killing it on the salt lakes.
Yeah.
Because they just love the salt.
So below 1,000, you're talking Xterra, which, well, actually that's being replaced by the Equinox.
Yeah, it might be discontinued.
Yeah. So there's a 600 Equinox, but the Ace is
AT Pro.
AT Pro. Yeah, it's $930 or something at the moment, which is crazy cheap for that machine. That is stupid cheap.
I took a Pro out the other day, and I hadn't used one for a while. And you said the similar thing to me a few weeks earlier. Forget how good it is.
Yeah.
It is so easy to use, and it's just a killer on coins and relics.
Oh, the thing with the AT Pro that a lot of people like, when I get phone calls saying, "Can you come and do a job? Can you come and help me find a ring?" I don't pick up a $2,000 machine. I pick up an AT Pro because it's just whack. You can just use it, and the target just jumps out of the ground, and away you go. So
I know.
Yeah, that's the AT.
It's not like they're not like metal detectors. Some of those metal detectors just mellow with age. You don't need, like what I'm getting at, you don't need to upgrade that machine.
No.
It's as good as it's going to get.
Yeah.
At the price point.
I really, it's one of, like, I've got a few machines. I've got a,
You get a shop for them, actually.
Yeah. But don't tell my wife how many are in the back of the ute.
Otherwise you got eaten.
But,
you got a ute full of sluices too.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah. But that AT Pro, I love that machine.
It just gets back to what we've said before. It's a 90% operator.
Yeah.
A good operator with a bit of experience and knowledge of the ground, not just for gold, but also for relics.
Yep.
And there's an art to reading a site for relics too.
Absolutely.
Especially an old township or something.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't just, this stuff doesn't...
And looking for fill and modern layers of deposition that aren't going to get you anywhere, that sort of thing.
Like, people probably watch your videos and go, why can't I find that stuff, right? And it's very, very simple. You've been doing it for a number of years, and you get good at it.
Yeah, well,
anything you do over and over again, you get good at. And whether that's the research to find the spots, or actually getting in there and using the detectors, or whatever,
it's just a matter.
It's all of those things.
Experience.
Yeah,
and experience is hard learnt sometimes, but you just got to put the hours into it.
Yeah.
And I know everyone's time poor, and you can only go on a Saturday or Sunday, or it's getting your hours up's not easy.
Yeah, but it happens.
Do it in the backyard. Like if you get whatever you buy, if you're starting, do a lot of hours in the backyard, just learning the signals. Set up a test bed in your veggie garden or something.
Oh, if you've got a house that was built,
you don't need a test bed.
Yeah, it is full of.
Yeah.
I reckon really? I've almost got my backyard cleaned up, but it's been 3 years.
I know.
And, I'll go and put a...
I'm going to go in there one night and
there won't be anything left.
Oh.
But you go in the... Like, I'll put a new machine over it and I'll find other targets.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, So.
And think about, doesn't matter where you live in Australia.
Yep.
I'm on the relics bandwagon now.
Yep.
You can find relics.
Oh,
and people say, I don't know where to look, I haven't found a pre-decimal coin.
Yep.
You go down to an old creek bank, anywhere. Like there's a lot of public land, there's tons and tons of public land.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about, don't get immaculately manicured.
Yeah.
I'm talking about old creek lines
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. And like Brian made the point about road verges, I don't so much do road verges because you're pretty visible, but old creek lines, there's always a bit of paddock or a triangle of land near an old bridge that's...
Yep.
And you'd be amazed what you can find in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Because horse and buggy have been crossing that creek for 200 years.
And what do they do before they cross the creek? They stop.
And they camp the night if it was in flood or stuff.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like there's a place up there on the Mitchell called Cooktown Crossing.
Yep.
I've never detected it actually. I don't know why I'm getting a bit annoyed now that I haven't. But what happened was when the Palmer Rush was on in 1872, 73.
There's this great spot.
There's this great spot. It just occurred to me. I've never detected it, so I shouldn't tell you about it. But then they discovered the Hodgkinson.
Yep.
In 1876, which wasn't a real good gold field for alluvial gold anyway. But anyway, big rush came from the Palmer, 100 miles to the south. They got to the Mitchell. It was the middle of the wet season. They couldn't cross. They were camped something like 8 or 9 weeks. There was just thousands of people in bullock trays and families camped on the river waiting for the river to drop.
And you haven't detected it?
Haven't detected it.
No.
So there's a tip if you're up that way.
Yeah, exactly.
Jim Q, get in there.
Yep.
You're up there now.
Yeah. So, NQ Explorers, look for that little thing on YouTube there, the logo on YouTube. But get on there and subscribe to that channel because we're trying to get to 10,000 on Warren's channel.
We do a video every fortnight, kind of, sort of.
Yep.
Okay,
show on coils.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
Coils,
Do a show on coils.
Yes. We did touch on coils, but...
types of coils and how they operate. Oh, you did do a show
We did do a show on coils, but that should be a regular show, that one.
Because coil choice is absolutely critical.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, this is going to sound all technical now for the newbies, but
yeah,
I'm talking about not just for gold, but for relics.
yeah.
Like you can get out to a site, and I would always take spare coils because you don't know what the grass is like.
Yeah.
Like you might find that, okay, I've got to put a small coil on, I've got to get in around the grass clumps. Or two, I can't get around the grass clumps, I need a big coil to see through the grass.
Yeah.
Because not everything looks like Ballarat where it's like a lawn.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You know what I mean?
Like when the further north you go,
the bigger the grass
harder
gets.
it is.
Yeah, the harder it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's whole areas of North Queensland that stay undetected for literally years and years because you can't get into it. You just can't.
Yeah.
Like I know a couple of old Chinese camps, I've never been able to detect them.
Yeah.
Spear grass is a metre tall.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the advantage of, it's an advantage and a disadvantage for North Queensland.
It is. And it's a great thing for relic hunters. You think, oh, God, give up, it's nothing left.
Yeah.
There's always something left.
Oh, yeah.
There's always something left. You see, I've been around at a couple of local parks here in Brisbane and I'm still pulling out Victorian coins.
Yeah.
And you see detectors in the parks here all the time.
Yeah. I mean, my backyard is probably one of the most detected backyards on the planet, right? I pulled a penny out there about 3 weeks ago. Yeah. Just a nothing penny. It was but...
There's no nothing pennies, it's a good find.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Well, I much prefer...
I know you don't get excited about... I've been relic hunting with Ben, it doesn't turn him on at all.
No,
he's always back at the car.
Yeah. Well, I always have a pan with me and try and pan the creek, though.
Yeah, he's trying to pan, even though we're not in the goldfields, he's panning.
Oh, you never know.
Yeah,
you never
I know. That's true.
So Josh is talking about Gold Rush Festival. How do you pronounce that? Cool. How do you pronounce that? Just here.
Kooyul. Where's that?
Yes, Joshua. Well, we need more information. You've said the couple of times.
What's the ruling on relic hunting in local parks in Victoria? From James. That's a good question about. When I said earlier that you don't need a licence for any description for look for coins and relics, some councils have passed bylaws making it illegal to detect in their parks on the basis that you're damaging vegetation.
Yes.
Because I had a mate who was fined, he was given a formal warning. This is in Melbourne.
Yep.
But as you can appreciate, Melbourne's massive and each district, each city council is different.
Yep.
And I know that years back, I think in the ACT, someone from there might correct me, but I think it's illegal to detect parks in the ACT.
Yeah.
Because they just passed a bylaw. The local government says no, it's not happening.
You've really got to.
And the approach of it's legal till they get caught doesn't really wash with the council.
Yeah.
And really be careful about your plugs.
Yeah, and you got to find out. You got to find out the law. Yeah, you got to know what you.
Just go to the local council and ask them.
Yeah, exactly.
Or ring them or something.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing is about parks. I mean, you look at some of these old parks. They're just they're full of treasure, but you can't dig it up.
Yeah.
Because it's just immaculate and it's looked after by the friends of the park or something that's been there for hundreds of years. Just forget it. You can't get it. But in those parks, you can get in around the old fig tree roots and stuff, and the grass never grows there.
Yeah,
it's just leaf litter.
Yeah.
Like you can detect those kind of areas in the parks.
Exactly.
Just stay off the public lawns.
Yeah. And here's Evo saying most local governments in WA $100 fine for digging in a park.
Yeah, like I said, my mate in Melbourne, the fine was for damaging vegetation, i.e. the grass.
Yep.
Meanwhile, his dog's crapping everywhere. But
we've had some good coin finds here, Warren. Just come up here on the comments. We've got 1797 cartwheel
penny.
Tuppence.
Oh, tuppence?
Yeah.
Oh, cartwheel tuppence, okay.
Yeah, 1952 shilling from your backyard. That's good. That's a good little find, Gary.
Nice.
And then there's another one here. Where was that? Here, 1936 Commonwealth halfpenny on the Fitzroy River in Rockhampton.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
See, that's a good example of it's in the river.
Yeah.
Like people have been hanging around. Like when you go to a site,
where the water came from.
When you go to a site, especially in Australia, let's say you detect an old race course, an old abandoned school, an old picnic ground.
Yeah.
Where the people are going to sit on a hot summer day under the tree.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of those.
Where they're going for a swim.
Where they're going for a swim in the water.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah.
So hang around those areas, like they all sat under the trees, the big fig trees, and they're still there.
Yeah.
Some of those trees are 150 years old.
Yeah.
And actually it was funny, that's how I've conditioned myself to look for relics. And when I was in New Zealand last week, looking for relics. I was looking under the trees and I thought, well, they're not really sitting under trees here. It's too cold. They're probably out in the sun.
Well,
you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Some Kiwi might be able to correct me.
Geez,
I know it gets hot in New Zealand, don't you know what I mean?
Geez, it looked cold in that creek though. I saw a picture of you in the creek.
It wasn't too bad actually, because you just rug up for it.
It looked horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not in Queensland now.
Right, so
yeah,
this is what we're giving away. We're going to draw it. I'm going to get the randomizer going right now because we're actually 8:30 already.
Oh, really, is it?
Yeah, it's time to draw this. So, Ace 200, we're giving this away. You have about 30 seconds left to share this post before we give this away. It will go out Thursday or Friday this week because I actually haven't got any, except for this demo one to show people at the moment. So we're out of stock of them. So, so you've got about 30 seconds and we'll do it.
So it's a 3-button. The question here about operating the machine. The Ace 200 is literally a 3-button machine. It's not pro. It's switch on and go. You don't have to ground balance it. That's the control panel.
We can,
That's
the
it.
control panel.
And you get a digital target ID. It's a cool machine. You get a number based on the conductivity of your target you've detected. So, well, actually, it gives a slightly higher target ID than a AT does. So a penny's about an 88 or a 90 or something like that.
Yeah.
I think, but you'll learn that pretty quick. Whoever wins it, just run a few test coins over it, and you'll get to know your target IDs really quickly. Fantastic little machine. It's a real coin magnet, actually.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest selling metal tickets in the world.
Whoever wins it, you can option it up with bigger coils or smaller coils. There's a whole heap of accessories you can get for it.
You can get a cover for it.
Yeah, a rain cover.
Right, let me get this going here.
Crank up the randomizer.
The randomizer. So everyone that shared the post tonight and everyone that shared the post through the week that I put up all goes into the draw. And let me run this here. We've got... Drum roll. Chris from Listerfield.
Ooh.
In Victoria, wherever Listerfield is.
Chris?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Chris. It'll go out at the end of the week, so well done, Chris. I'll send you a message straight after the show, get your details, get it off to you when they come in. So, now, is there anything else we've got left to cover there?
You had a couple of things from previous weeks you wanted to cover.
Well, I think we might have to slide them to the next next week. So, right. So, thank you very much, folks, for joining us.
Yep. Thanks everyone for watching.
Don't forget to get over to the NQ Explorers Facebook page, YouTube channel, and subscribe to their YouTube channel so we can get them to 10,000.
We'll have a big
Warren thinks it'll be 10,000 before Christmas. I reckon we should be looking at 10,000 before September. No, September. You've still got a little way to go.
Yeah, I know. No, I've got plenty of time.
We'll push it hard to September.
Yeah, September would be good.
Yeah. So yes. So thank you very much for joining us along the journey of metal detecting, and we'll see you next week.
Night, everyone.
Okay.